Okay, so now we're going to try drawing Fergal a slightly different way using an underdrawing. There's a lot of lines going on here, but if you really think about it, he's basically just two rectangles. So I'm going to draw them in. I'm using an H pencil, nice and light, but just press lightly whatever you've got, with whatever pencil you got, so that you can rub out those lines later. So we're going to draw one rectangle in there, and then another rectangle, which is about the same size. So we've got two rectangles there. They're going to be his snout and his body. Then I can start placing the features. So at the top corner of his head rectangle, I can draw in where his horn would be, and then underneath, sort of leafy shape, there's his ear, and halfway up his back I can put the curves of his wing in. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then his arm can go just in front of that, zigzag, zigzag, and 2 curves. I'm going to put the curves of his foot in, so we've got 1, 2, and then the zigzags of his feet. I tend to do them flat onto the camera, so we go 1, 2, 3, and another one behind, curve, same as that one, same as the first curve, and zigzag, 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 just tucking in behind the first foot. And we're going to do the curve of the tail, which is going to end up here somewhere. So remember, it doesn't matter too much if your line goes a bit wrong, because you're going to rub them out anyway. What you could do is draw a second line for the tail, so you can sort of plan how thick that's going to be, and then my scales will go on top of that line. So let's put those in: zigzag, 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 zigzag. Here we go, and we need the little piece on the end of his tail, a little pointy bit. Now he just needs his waving hand, which will come in. If his shoulder's there, it'll be about here. Zigzag, zigzag. It's all curves and zigzags with Fergal. That's where his nose hole would be. Now he's got a very boxy head because it's a rectangle. So when we're really going over it, we're going to bring that line in a little bit. We're going to curve it in, and the same on the bottom. His mouth needs to go on that corner where the 2 rectangles meet, so we'll draw that in. He's happy at the moment, so we do that. His eyes, the eye nearest us is going to be about halfway across his body, and it's going to be halfway across that line. So I think we're aiming for around about there. Have a look at it. If you've got a picture that you're using for help, have a look at the original, see does it look about right. If it doesn't, you can make those lines a little bit bigger. And the second one behind it. Yes, zigzag there, of course, and then our crisscross lines. He's just looking just about ready, so we need to then go over him with some pen. You'll get to know which pens you like to use best, and when you go over the lines, if you see a line you don't like, don't draw over it. You can adjust it as you go, make sure it's looking just as you want it. Should find as you draw over him, all the messiness disappears and the character comes out. Here we go. I'm starting at the top and working down and to the right because I'm going to give the ink time to dry. If I start at the bottom and then moved up here, I might smudge the bits I've just done. So it does kind of make sense to work from the top down. I've got to remember to put the curve of his tummy in there. There we go. And the more you do this, the more practice you do, the easier you'll find it to draw over those lines. you're drawing something like the tail, I find it helps to move your whole arm rather than just your hand, because if you just try and move your hand, you'll get cramp. So I move my whole hand round, my whole arm really. There we go. Got to match up with that one. There we go. A little bit of smoke. He's about done. So we just got to leave him to dry for a little bit so that the ink doesn't smudge when we rub out the pencil. Okay, so he's dried off, and I'm going to rub out the pencil lines. For this, I've got a nice clean rubber. I'm not using the sort of rubber that you get on the end of a pencil, because quite often they're a bit smudgy. So get yourself a decent rubber and just gently rub away those lines. I'm using my other hand to flatten the page out so I don't scrinkle it up as I go and muck up my drawing. There we go, I reckon that's about done. Might need some colour after that. Get the colouring pencils out. Lovely, good luck with your drawings.